We come to you live on EA Sports, and it's a Windy City special in the booth. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bull. It's Jay Williams.
And Ed, both squads are getting up last-minute shots. As a player, you never leave the court on a missed shot. A make shot always sets the right tone before the game.
All the work that's gone into this game about to be on full display here tonight. Jay, we talk about it all the time. The coaches in this league, who best puts their players in a position to shine? And now I give you Quinn Snyder.
I remember Quinn Snyder, after an ugly loss to Atlanta last year, really made some changes to their system. And here's the thing I love about Quinn Snyder. He recruited me when I was 15 and 16 years old. He was an assistant coach at Duke. The way he spoke to me really got me to buy in. He taught me that it was about being part of something bigger than yourself. And when you buy into what Quinn Snyder preaches, that's how you end up beating OKC in the first-round NBA playoffs.
The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Beverly into the front court, trailing by 4. It goes down. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Bojan Bogdanovic, tough matchup against George. To Conley. And a nice finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Leonard. Man, that was a tough shot.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested three goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
It's Jazz ball. Conley to Gobert. Off the assist.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Leonard to George. Another chance to Paul George. Short jumper won't go down.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
To Joe Ingles. Finish that. Strong finish for Paul George.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
To Conley. Great look and vision. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly. To George. 4-3. And Paul George, not sure why they left him that wide open. Takes advantage.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
Flushes it home.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Mitchell with the basketball. It's a one-point game, 13-12. Fires the three, knocks it down.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard. He made his first effort, but not that time. Conley into the front court. Leads 4. A lot of contact. No whistle. Big finish at the rim.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Conley into the front court. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Down to 5 on the 24. Shot from in close, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Lead is 2. Working hard on the glass. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there, won't go. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first quarter. Jazz had the lead. First quarter complete, on to the second period. A little bit of a feeling out process so far.
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has a making to be a big-time game.
And look out!
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Conley. Probing the defense. The drive. Right to the basket with a drop step. Rudy Gobert. He's 2 for 2 now.
Come on. You knew that setup was coming the whole game. But you were patient and you waited until the right moment to use it.
Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Missed it. Conley to Gobert. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
It's rebounded by Gobert. Mitchell with it up top. They lead it. 4-point game. Conley. Off the mark. No good. To Harkless. Nothing going here on that drive. With a drop step. With the basket after a nice drop step.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot in.
Jazz will take a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game.
So you must act now. Visit our team website for more details.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Conley into the front court. 2-point advantage. Down to Gobert. Paul George. He's now 4 for 6.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there, but see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer, always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Conley goes to the left side, beyond the arc for 3, and he burns them.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
And Paul George nails it from downtown. Jazz have the ball. Joe Ingles. Clippers have it.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Mike Conley. Huge block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Conley. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession, though.
George against the former Hoya. To Harkless. Leonard. Yes, give the advantage to the shooter.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion, the backspin. It gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
The shot by Conley, no good. Williams across the timeline. It's a one-point game as we approach halftime. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Entering the game for LA, number 21, Patrick Beverley.
Utah with the possession. A shot no good on the drive by Conley. Working hard there, collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
That's it for the first half. The Jazz out in front. A lot of intrigue to come in this second half. A one-point game as we resume play here in the third quarter.
My ball.
George had made his first couple, but he misses there. Conley into the front court. His team up by 1. Lets it fly from long range. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. To Gobert. Swings it. Conley to Gobert. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Conley. To Gobert. Fakes. Drives to the rim and scores. timeout called here by the Clippers. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Leonard. No good. That's great defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Joe Ingles. And abuses the rim with the slam.
I think the defender had absolutely zero chance on that play.
For three, and Kawhi Leonard buries the three with a hand in his face.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
To Gobert. Fine to shoot. And he's going to the free throw line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
Donovan Mitchell has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 80% at the line. First free throw is good. And gets both to drop at the line.
Good shot.
To Paul George. Fires the three. Ooh, he'll take that. Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Gobert. Turns and slams it down.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds it inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Drive here, but the shot stays out. Mitchell with the basketball. Up 5. Bojan Bogdanovic against Paul George. Here comes the screen. To Gobert. Here's a chance from long range. That's off the side of the rim, short.
In the first half, you were hot. I get that. Now, since you're not, it's time to start squaring those shoulders and getting those feet in the right position to actually align yourself to make a shot.
Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Utah's got it. Joe Ingles. They get it down to Gobert. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. George smothering D. Slams it down. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first 3 have lived up to the billing.
Time to shuffle things up. Leonard. And it's rebounded by Bogdanovic. Mitchell with it up top. Leads 5. Down low for Gobert with a drop step. And he throws it down. Rudy Gobert with the slam.
Old school. equals high percentage.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
George, great defense, forcing the miss.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
That ends the period. Jazz have the lead. It's Utah basketball as we begin the 4th quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Here comes the screen. Mike Conley. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Get back.
And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. To Conley. Going to launch beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
George, defended by Green. Goes to the right side. Harkless to George. Has a look. Add 2 points to the board.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Driving right to the basket. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. Paul George to Harkless. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit. Utah ball. Conley here against Harkless. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Off the mark. Well contested. Across the timeline, it's Conley. Lead stands at 10. The drive, right to the basket. Patrick Beverly sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Williams.
Come here.
4-3. And he buries it. Jay, the system produces once again.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Entering the game for the Los Angeles
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Oh, if you're a fan, you love the will and the want. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
defense as he drills it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Conley into the front court. The lead stands at 7. Here comes the screen. Conley to Gobert. Gets to the basket and scores.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Takes stock of the floor. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Williams. Lou Williams. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
From long range, it's good. Something tells me they'll give him that shot again.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving three-point shooters open on the perimeter.
Leonard. Tough shot. Well defended.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Works it. Mitchell. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. It's the Jazz who come away with the victory as they win this one handily.